expecting Keir Starmer, the UK Premier.
Yes, he's coming tonight.
What do you think of him? Some of his colleagues in government are quite critical of you.
Well, I'm going to see him in about an hour, so I have to be nice, right? But I actually think he's very nice. I think he ran a great race. He did very well. It's very early, but he's popular, and I'll be seeing him, and I'll send you regards. Who are you with?
GB News in the UK.
Okay, good.
But would you rather Nigel Farage would have had a bigger role?
Well, I think Nigel is great. I mean, I've known him for a long time. He had a great election, too. He picked up a lot of seats, more seats than he was allowed to have, actually. They acknowledge that he won, but for some reason you have a very strange system over there. You might win him, but you don't get him. Nigel is a fantastic person.
Donald Trump does not forget those who obstruct him, and this is particularly applicable to Keir Starmer, the leader of the British Labour Party. Their relationship is marked by tension and dissatisfaction. Recently, Trump chose not to invite Starmer to an important meeting, and the reasons for this decision are crystal clear. The Labour Party openly backed the Democrats during the US elections, with some members even actively campaigning for Kamala Harris. While Trump has consistently expressed his respect for Britain, that respect does not imply he will overlook political disagreements.
When they were in opposition, you said, Trump is such an odious, sad little man. Imagine being proud to have that as your president.
Wow.
How would you deal with President-elect Trump, who has a very long memory for stuff like that?
Well, two things. Firstly, the Prime Minister, the Foreign Secretary have been working hard to build a relationship with President Trump and his team, so that in the event that he is elected as the next President of the United States, we start with the strong working relationship.
Oh, Wedge Street in. What have you done? What have you done, son? That face of many others as well in that Labour Party. Oh,
Nigel Farage, who fiercely advocates for the interests of his country, stands in stark contrast to Starmer's actions, which permitted members of his party to openly support Trump's political adversaries. This has left a significant impact. For Trump, it transcends mere disagreement. It feels like a personal affront. In his world, personal grievances carry serious repercussions, and Starmer's exclusion from a key meeting is not merely a symbolic act, it serves as a powerful warning. It underscores the reality that international actions have consequences, and those consequences can be quite severe. What does this imply for the UK's relationship with Trump? One thing is certain, this exclusion is not just a decision, it is a bold statement. The ball is now in Starmer's court, but the situation appears extremely challenging and fraught with tension for him. Only time will reveal whether he can navigate this political storm.
I've been asked to go and speak. I've no idea who's attending. What I am told is that Lord Mandelson has not been invited to the inauguration, and that bodes very badly. And I'm really worried, actually, that the relationship between the incoming Trump administration and the British government, it just feels to me like we're going to get off to a very bad start.
Trump doesn't merely demand respect, he firmly insists on it and actively pursues it. His choice to exclude Keir Starmer from the meeting is not just a political maneuver, it is a significant statement grounded in his principles. For Trump, the actions of the Labour Party during the US elections posed a genuine challenge. He has always viewed himself as a leader who values loyalty and does not tolerate betrayal. In his eyes, Starmer's decision to allow party members to openly support the Democrats was not merely an error, but a direct affront, striking at the very core of his political convictions. Despite this, Trump maintains a strong admiration for Britain. He frequently praises the country, and his close relationship with Nigel Farage is well known. Farage has consistently advocated for Britain's interests, even standing alongside Trump during pivotal moments like his inauguration. These are the types of allies Trump respects, but Starmer does not fit that mold. Actions matter greatly to him, and the decisions made by the Labour Party last year were seen not as simple political missteps, but as a betrayal of shared values.
I was in government when Trump came in, and this is a foreshadowing for the Prime Minister of what is going to come under a Trump administration. They will be derailed almost every day by something that the President says or what the White House releases or a decision that they make that is going to distract from what it is the government wants to talk about. I mean, we had situations in Downing Street where Trump would wander out onto the White House lawn in front of the cameras and say, oh, something's happened in the UK, I'm going to go and call Theresa, and suddenly the phone would ring in the Prime Minister's office. Oh God, the President's on the phone. And this is a foreshadowing for him.
Critics argue that under his leadership, immigrants are granted more privileges than local residents. This perception has led to widespread discontent, as citizens feel overlooked in the face of limited resources. Many are questioning whether Starmer has forgotten his duty to his own constituents. This issue is further straining relations with the United States. Starmer's exclusion from the meeting stems not only from past political disagreements but also from a lack of trust. Leaders like Trump are closely monitoring how Starmer manages domestic challenges. If he is viewed as ineffective at home, how can he credibly represent Great Britain on the global stage? Starmer's policies have also left some feeling betrayed. The commitments he made during his election campaign appear to have been sidelined, replaced by decisions that failed to meet public expectations. Many are feeling disillusioned and questioning whether Starmer is truly the right leader to tackle the pressing issues facing the country. The implications are clear and could be severe. Starmer's leadership is being scrutinized not just in Britain, but also internationally. How long can he endure this pressure?
A letter this week from a Tory voter in a Labour seat. I hope they don't mind me saying who it was. It was Liz Truss. It wasn't written in green ink, but it might as well have been. She was complaining that saying she'd crashed the economy was damaging her reputation. It was actually crashing the economy that damaged her reputation. Mr. Speaker, what have we heard? All they've got is complaining. No defence for their sorry record. They don't even acknowledge it. No ideas, no policy. They're like a blank piece of paper, blowing hopelessly in the wind. No wonder the country put them in the bin.
With Starmer now excluded from a significant diplomatic event, Trump is making it clear that disrespect comes with consequences. How will this tense situation unfold? It's a challenging question to answer. But one thing is certain: Trump does not forget the past. This incident could profoundly influence the future of US-UK relations, and Starmer's absence speaks volumes. The crux of the matter is that loyalty is non-negotiable. Trump's decision to bar Keir Starmer from the meeting is not merely an act of revenge, it is a decisive move that could adversely affect the future of relations between the two nations. The meeting, which will address critical issues, could result in a reassessment of alliances, trade agreements, and global strategies. With Starmer's exclusion, the British representation appears incomplete, raising significant concerns about the country's standing on the world stage. Starmer's absence sends a clear message to both parties. For Trump, it signifies that he is drawing a line in the sand. The United States seeks to see the British leader as a partner, not a critic.
We've seen, and I'm not sure if many of you are big travelers or not, but we've seen what happened when Europe opened their doors to jihad. Look at Paris. Look at London. They're no longer recognizable. And I'm going to get myself into a lot of trouble with the folks in Paris and the folks in London. But you know what? That's the fact. They are no longer recognizable, and we can't let that happen to our country. We have incredible culture, tradition. Nothing wrong with their culture, their tradition. Can't let that happen here, and I'll never let it happen to the United States of America.
Britain's role in future negotiations with the United States could undergo significant changes. In the absence of Keir Starmer, other figures like Nigel Farage, who enjoys a good rapport with Trump and is seen as a staunch advocate for the country's interests, may seize the initiative. This presents troubling prospects for Starmer, whose leadership is currently facing intense scrutiny. For the United States, this decision highlights Trump's preference for leaders who align with his vision, while for Britain, it serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of international relations. Will Starmer be able to turn the situation around, or will this exclusion mark a pivotal moment? The stakes are high, and the road ahead appears extremely challenging and uncertain. Keir Starmer's leadership is sparking heated debates in the UK, with his stance on immigration at the center of these discussions. What are your thoughts on this video? Share your opinions in the comments. See you next time.